and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
I'm Jessica.
I always panic when you're done saying your name.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, so you know how everyone hates the picture on like their driver's license?
Sure.
So I was never that person. I always actually I liked the picture on my driver's license.
Way to brag.
Yeah, right? Like, so rare. And I was like, I look cute, okay?
Sure.
I got my new driver's license today.
You hate it?
Because I got my class 5. So, new driver's license.
Do you hate it?
I fucking hate it so much. I think that last one was a total fluke.
Oh, no.
And now I still have my my BC ID, which had the same picture as my old license. So I'm like comparing the pictures now. And I took it in 2018.
Okay.
And I look like I've aged 30 years.
Nice.
Like, damn, the COVID years were rough on me.
Probably what happened.
Huh? COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also gained like 20 pounds, so could be that too.
I've always hated my pictures.
Hmm.
As soon as they flip around the monitor, show it to me. Is this okay? I'll glance at it, be grossed out, and be like, yeah. I'm done.
That's what happened to me. He turned it around. He was like, "Is this fine?" And I was like,
I'm not gonna be that person to say no. Let's do it again. Like the fuck.
And now I have to live with this for fucking 5 years or some shit. Ugh.
And even in my work, they did that. Took employee photos, and my picture is so bad. I look exactly like Dad in my picture.
Oh God!
So, every time I see it, I'm like trigger. I'm like,
God.
Ew.
Yeah.
Maybe I can show it to you. It's so bad.
Yeah, send it to me.
No.
That kind of happened when we were taking pictures for my my company's website. Like the staff photos. I made the photographer retake my photo like 20 times.
Did you?
And I'm not exaggerating. Yeah.
That's gross.
Getting him to retake it, or are you looking at your photo?
I look at my photo.
Yeah. I like had a swollen lip that day for some reason. I think I had a pimple or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I already looked fucked up, and then I was also just like feeling fat and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to be the person who cares about that shit.
No,
obviously.
I don't want to do that.
But it's like, it made me realize how I've been pretty confident in my like appearance, I guess, for a long time. Yeah. So now it's like,
now you put on 20 pounds and now you're like, I'm fat.
Well, I just look so different and I'm like not used to it anymore, right? So I don't have it took me a very long time to be confident in my like body and appearance and whatever before, and now it's changed so quickly, like within a year and a half since I got my new job. I've just gained 20 pounds, which is for me insane.
That is insane. That was shocked when you told me.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna happen to you when you're hit like 40.
Apparently it was my old job that was keeping me fit.
With the stress and the hate.
I think it was just a lot of moving around all the time. Now I'm just stuck at a desk for 8 hours. But yeah, so it took me so long to be confident in myself. Sorry, my phone's going off. And Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
And now I look different, I feel like. And so it's going to take me a long time to get used to this again. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you look cute.
Every time I see it, I see that.
Oh, it's the glasses.
It reminds me of a picture I saw of him once.
Yeah,
when he was younger.
You look like a young dad.
His teacher, his old teacher, like, photo.
Can we Photoshop a goatee on you?
And put that hat on.
Oh, God. Yeah. No, you look cute, though.
Huh, thanks. I hate it.
Oh. Well. It's tough.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anywho.
You got some tea with you?
Yeah. What are we drinking? I'm drinking...
I have...
Oh, you go first.
You have? I have. Cream of Earl Grey.
Oh, the David's tea one?
Yeah.
I'm also drinking David's tea.
Oh.
But mine is the organic cold 911.
I've heard of that one.
You might hear it in my voice, but I have a little bit of a cold. Yeah, so this has peppermint, juniper berries, and eucalyptus.
Ooh.
And it's caffeine free, which is nice.
Good for you. Since you don't like caffeine.
I like caffeine.
Oh. Only tea caffeine?
Yeah. I just, I don't know, something about the coffee is too much for me.
Coffee fucks you up.
I don't know if it's the caffeine or if it's the actual, like, coffee bean.
Maybe it's the coffee bean.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
Well, some people don't like coffee.
Oh my god.
What?
Okay, I don't know about you, but we've been having these stink bugs in our house.
Oh, yeah. My job had a conversation about this.
Really?
Our CEO came down and she brought it up during our team meeting that BC has had an infestation of stink bugs. And that they are an invasive species and they are destroying plant life and stuff.
Wow.
And that the government has advised that we kill them. But don't push them.
There's one on my desk.
Because they're stink bugs.
How do you kill it then?
Drown it. Throw it in the toilet.
Okay.
Throw it in the sink.
Okay.
They're
alert.
They're
I literally need to take care of this right now.
It's not gonna hurt you.
It's disgusting though.
Yeah, it is.
These things look vile. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Yes, you have at Granny and Granddad's place.
No, they look different from these ones.
Do they?
Yeah. Okay, it's going for my tea. I gotta take my headset off. I gotta get rid of this.
Yeah, go.
One sec.
Well, that was ironic. We're just panicking.
They're really gross looking.
They are. I won't argue with you there.
All right.
To shout,
What the fuck?
I want to shout out our patrons.
Woo! I'll do that in the background. Thank you to our patrons for being lovely people who deserve everything that they want in life. For real though, you guys are the bomb. And if you're listening and you want to be shouted out on the podcast, check us out over on patreon.com/TIGBAB Also, we did just post our mini episode where our brother watches The Red Wedding for the first time ever. So if you want to see how he reacts, and trust me, it's a shocker how he reacts, check it out over there. Check out our oolong tier.
He's hyping up his anticlimactic.
Stop! Where did we leave off our characters?
Who
Who do we have today? We have
Arya
and
Alayne Stone, aka Salsa.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Salsa.
Oh, I thought you said Dulsa.
No.
It's Dulsa.
When we last were with Arya, she had just arrived at Braavos and found the House of Black and White, where a man and his wife accept her into their temple.
And his waif. Interesting.
And
what is that? What is the actual definition of waif?
You gonna check it out?
Yeah. Define waif. A homeless, neglected, or abandoned person, especially a child. A young person who is thin and looks unhealthy or uncared for.
Whoa.
Interesting.
And then Salsa, Littlefinger is mentoring Sansa on how to play the Game of Thrones through manipulation and lies.
Mm-hmm. What was the last thing that actually happened with them now?
I don't recall. Because that is what I wrote. It must not have been that important. If all I got was he's mentoring her.
Well, the last important thing was probably the shoving lice out the window thing.
Probably.
Out the moon door.
Out to the moon door, indeed.
The moon door. Okay. Well.
Want to see the small man fly.
Chapter 22 is Arya. Take it away.
Sure. Arya still whispers her list of name every night.
List of name. One name.
Her list. List of names.
One very long name.
One day, the kindly man asks her about them. Arya confesses that it's a list of people she wants to die. The kindly man asks if that's why she came to them, so that she may learn their arts to kill them. He tells her, if that is so, then she came to the wrong place, that they are the servants of the many-faced god, and it is he who decides who lives and who dies, not them. Arya is now living below the temple with the waif, 3 acolytes, 2 serving men, and Uma the cook. Uma. What else? Uma. The acolytes wear robes of black and white. Black on the left, white on the right. The kindly man and the waif wear their robes with black and white on the opposite sides. And Arya is in her servant's tunic.
Oh, what does the black and white mean?
It means that they match their temple.
Oh, it is called the temple black and white?
Yeah. The lowest level of the temple is forbidden to all except the priests, which is the holy sanctum.
Oh yeah? Do you think it's the faces down there?
I think so. She gets on with Irma. Okay. The first Braavosi word she learned was stop, which was from working with Oma in the kitchens. That's one of her chores. It's helping cook. She compares it a lot to living in Harrenhal, but as being a lot like better because no one beats her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Only the kindly man knows the common tongue, and he asks her every day who she is. Every day she answers no one, but he doesn't believe her.
Nice.
Supper.
You are like
is...
Papa.
What?
You haven't seen Stranger Things?
I have.
Yeah, this when someone lies, there's a moment when Eleven's like, "You are like Papa." Oh, it's to the what's the sheriff's name?
Her real daddy.
Her adoptive
Her
dad.
Adoptive papa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why am I forgetting his name? Anyway, she says that to him. You are like Papa.
Aww.
Anyway.
Supper is her favorite time of day. Since it's been a hot minute since she's gone to bed with a full belly, which is sad.
Arya's been living the life of a transient. She's been very much moving.
I mean, I remember in previous chapters where she like would eat rotten fruit just to survive.
Oh, and bugs and shit, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And if the fruit had a bug in it, it was a special day.
Oh boy.
Because of their proximity to the Brown River and the lagoon to the south, there is tons of fish and shellfish that they eat. So it's like lots of meat that she gets to have, which is also a happy thing for her.
See, some people don't consider seafood to be meat.
Fucking meat, bro. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like those people who don't think birds are animals. Fuck you. Fuck you, dumb belief.
Whoa.
Meat
Fuck
comes
you.
from
Fuck
animal.
you, don't believe. You are like Papa.
Okay, she remembers how the people of Westeros are so afraid of death, and she asks the kind man why the Breville Sea worshippers seem so peaceful when they come to drink from the Black Cup, which is basically suicide.
Yeah.
We know that the black water from the Black is like poison or something.
Something like that.
The kindly man explains that death is the many-faced god's gift to them. It's to put an end to want and pain. He explains that those who drink from the Black Cup may be afraid, but their candles soothe. I think the candles smell differently to everyone. Because he asks Arya what she smells when she smells the candles. And Arya smells
Winterfell.
Winterfell, like very vividly. Like it brings back like powerful memories of Winterfell and her siblings.
And her wolf.
Like servants, yeah.
The gods would.
Yeah. But she tells the kind man that she doesn't smell anything.
You are like Papa!
He tells her that she's lying, but she's allowed to keep her secrets. He tells her, too, that she doesn't have to stay with them. She may leave if she wants. And she says that she won't be able to come back if she does, though, and he agrees. He tells her that the House of Black and White is not a home for orphans and that she must obey if she wants to stay. Arya says that she can obey. Every morning, she walks beside the kindly man to find the dead of those who drank from the Black Cup. He would always say a prayer and check the vitals. Then Arya would fetch the serving men who would bring the dead down to the lower level of the vaults.
Do you think it's like assisted suicide, or do you think it's more like euthanasia for people who are like already on their way out? Or both?
I think it's both. People who are done with working. People who want to retire. Those
retire.
Who are broke. Yeah, right. Yeah. I think when people are just done with life, they come. Their clothes and valuables would be put in a bin for sorting, and then the body, is brought down to the lower sanctum where the only priests enter. Maybe they take off the face and keep it. Who knows?
They carve the face off. They keep the clothing that they want to keep.
Take all the gold. Arya has her own cell where she keeps her things. Her gifts from the sailors on Titan's daughter and Needle. She continues to practice with Needle every night until one day the waif spots her. The day after that, the kindly man told her that she needed to get rid of her things. Or get rid of Arya's things, if she truly wants to be no one. He tells her that Arya of House Stark is a proud name, and they have no room for pride at the temple, only servants. Arya argues that she serves what the kind man says, that she plays at being a servant, but her heart is still a lord's daughter. She may have taken many other names, but underneath she has always been Arya. He tells her, before she can drink from the cold cup, she must offer up all of herself to the many-faced god, and if she cannot, then she must leave.
What's the cold cup?
I don't know. I think it's what you have to drink to become a faceless man?
Okay.
Maybe? It's not the black cup, though.
Nope.
Arya says that she doesn't have any gold to go anywhere else, though. The kind man tells her that they can pay for her to find a new life if she wishes. If she wants to find softer service in a merchant's household, or if she wants to be a courtesan, he can send her to the Black Pearl, and I was like, ooh, with Jack Sparrow. Or the daughter
Damn,
of...
I was gonna start singing the fucking theme song, but I blanked. What is it? Black Pearl, bitch. Yeah, I literally wrote that in my notes too. I was like, the Black Pearl.
Yeah. Or she can be a daughter of the dusk, where she can sleep on rose petals and wear silk.
Oh,
Daughter of the dusk is a real nice way of saying whore.
Can you imagine Arya?
Or she desires marriage and children, they can find her a husband of her choosing, an honest apprentice boy, an old rich man she just has to say. They can even send her back to Westeros if she wishes. So they're just straight up, he's straight up saying to her, like, if this isn't for you, we can give you the gold for your life. Which I'm like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Arya, though, doesn't want any of that.
Nope.
She warns her that if she chooses to stay, the many-faced god will take her ears, nose, and tongue, her eyes, her feet, her limbs, and her privates. He will take her hopes and dreams, her love and hates. He will take everything from her. He says that he does not believe.
Cool. Jesus.
Yo, don't cut me off like that. He says that he does not believe she can give the many-faced god everything that makes her her. Arya says that she could if she wanted to. She can give anything up. She can do whatever she wants.
That's right.
The kind man advises her then to start with her things. That night, after supper, she tries to sleep, but cannot. In the dead of night, she gets up, puts on the clothes that she brought from Westeros, grabs her things, and sneaks out. She rocks out to a canal, and one by one, she drops her things into the water, including the clothes that she is wearing, until she's butt naked, and holding needle, trying to get herself to drop it in the water.
Yep.
She tells herself that it's just a sword, but it isn't. Needle is her brother, her sister, it's her mother and father, it's her half-brother, and it is Winterfell. And with tears in her eyes, she just cannot drop it in the water.
Aww.
So she climbs back up the stairs to the house, black and white, holding needle, when she notices one of the stones under her feet wobble. So she kneels and she slowly picks at the mortar around this stone. Mortar. I don't know how to say that word.
Mortar. I think it's just mortar.
Okay, mortar. And she picks up the mortar around the stone until it comes loose and she lifts it up. Underneath it is a small crack. She slips needle. Very convenient. She sneaks needle behind the steps and then she shoves the stone back, making it look like all the other stones.
In the show, she put needle in the water, right?
I think she wrapped it up with all of her things. She didn't throw anything out. Wrapped it all up.
Because
she put it somewhere.
Yeah, it was like hooked up onto the dock somehow.
Yeah, I think it was tied to something.
Yeah. But that made me wonder, if needle was actually in the water, would that make the blade rust?
I want to say absolutely.
Right?
The show didn't think about that.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, why didn't she just put it in the water then and pull it up like in the show? And then I was like, wait,
metal
it wouldn't be good for it, yeah.
Water. Seawater, to be frank.
Oh, yeah, that would be even worse.
Yeah. Okay. So she counts her steps as she climbs back to the temple, so that one day she can find it again. Ooh, Arya's not dead. The next day...
postponed.
The next day, she doesn't say anything to anyone about dumping her things. But the kind man visits her that night and tells her a tale of their beginnings. Ooh. So he says, back when, they first took root in Valyria, amongst the slaves of the deep mines beneath the 14 flames.
Okay.
Or the 15 flames? I think 14. The 14 flames are volcanoes. They're described as live mountains. I'm like, I think that's a volcano.
Big brain.
The mines were hot as fuck. Many of the slaves cooked in them as if they were in an oven. Even the rocks would be too hot for them to touch. I'm like, what the heck? This sounds like a fucking torture chamber. What can they possibly do in there? If they're just baking away.
Yeah.
Anyways.
These were mines?
Mines. Yeah.
Okay, so they were probably not touching things with their hands, but using their tools.
Mayhaps. Sometimes, when these slaves would break through a wall in an attempt to find gold, they would find steam, or boiling water, or even molten rock. Fun.
Okay.
Some shafts were cut too low, so that the slaves would have to crawl through them. Like, that's definitely touching hot rocks.
Oh, yeah. If you're I mean, maybe they're covered in, like, the proper gear.
These peasants or slaves? Anyway.
I don't know, man.
And then there were the worms. Fire worms.
Oh, shit. Wait, are those like dragons or something else?
I think there are what you would see in Magic the Gathering. Worms.
What? Oh. Okay.
They breathe fire, but instead of flying, they dug through soil and stone. The young ones are as skinny as her arm, but the fully grown ones can be monstrous in size. So when I see these worms, I just imagine the pictures from those Magic the Gathering cards.
You'll have to show me which ones you're thinking of, because I'm not sure.
Worms! They do look a bit like dragons. You might recognize this one.
Let's see. Oh, yes.
Worm!
Oh, I know that one. Okay.
I know this one.
It's just like a dragon with no legs and wings?
It's like a snake dragon.
Right.
There's another one. This is more of what I imagined. Like a freaking leech.
Oh, yeah. Those are like the worms in D&D.
I would imagine this one because they're underground. Like, why do they need eyes? They don't.
True. Okay, so yeah. It just looks like a big turd with a mouth.
It looks like
and scales.
Of a dragon, an earthworm, and a snake. And big.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's exactly right. And for some reason, its mouth is glowing.
Well, let's just say it's because they breathe fire.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He says that if the old tales are true, that the fireworms existed in Valyria before the dragons. The fireworms would often kill the slaves. Eat them up. When they found them. And he says that the first faceless man was the first to defy the masters.
So was... Oh, we don't know if he was like a slave or something.
Not yet. Arya asks who he was, and of course, she is told no one.
Dumbass.
He says that some say he was a slave, others say he was a noble. They don't know.
Okay.
Whoever he was, he moved amongst the slaves, listening to their prayers, begging for mercy, yet their gods would not answer them. A realization came upon him one night that gods have their instruments, men and women who serve their will on earth. And he realized that the slaves were not crying out to hundreds of different gods, but to one god with many faces. And that with this understanding, he realized that he was God's instrument.
Okay, first of all, what made him, quote-unquote, realize that?
Who knows?
Did he just make it up? Maybe?
I mean, what else is religion?
Boom.
Yeah, he probably, watching all this horror, eventually he's like, yes, this makes sense.
Honestly, yeah, it's probably born from arrogance, like most religions are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know best. Let me tell you how to find salvation.
Heck, yay.
No offense to our religious listeners.
You do you.
You do you, and that's great. I hope it works for you. I hope you find heaven.
That night. Yeesh.
Pray for me in hell.
Okay. That night, he chose the most wretched slave who prayed the most earnestly and freed him of his bondage. That was the first gift. Arya is shocked. She's like, why did he kill the slaves instead of the master?
It's killed his ass. Freedom!
Right? That made me think of, what is it? Gladiator.
Gladiator, the movie?
Yeah, to rise up against the master.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Okay. The kind man says that he does as well, but that's a tale for another day. Oh, yeah, that's a tale for another day to be shared with no one. And then he asks her who she is. She tells him no one, but he tells her that she lies. She asks him how he knows, and he says that he can spot falsehood from reading a person's face. Look at the eyes and the mouth, the muscles of the jaw and neck. Some liars blink, some stare, some look away, some lick their lips. And other signs are more subtle, but they're always there. She asks him to teach her how to lie, but the kind man says that she will, and points to the waif, who had just appeared outside her door. And they're going to start with each other's tongues. The waif. It sounds sexy.
Stop.
The waif will teach Arya Bravosi, and she will teach the waif the common tongue. That night, Arya's servant's garb is taken away, and she's given a robe of black and white. Leveled up. Thereafter, Arya and the waif set to teaching each other their tongues, starting with pointing at things and saying the name. Arya finds it very hard and boring. There are many times the waif would laugh at her pronunciation, and Arya would want to pummel her, but the waif is too small and starved, and Arya would feel bad if she did.
Oh boy.
The waif learned the common tongue more easily, and one night asks Arya who she is. Arya tells her that she's no one, and the waif tells her she's lying and must lie gooder. She made Arya call her a dummy. Or stupid. One of those. The next day, they start their lying game, where they would ask each other questions and answer honestly or with a lie, and they had to guess what was true or false. The waif always seemed to know if Arya was lying, and Arya always had to guess, and she mostly guessed wrong. The waif once asked her how old she was, and Arya tells her that she's 10. She's not quite sure though, because the Bravosi calendar is different from Westeros's.
So she might have had her birthday without knowing.
Yeah. She's still young as fuck, bruh.
Yep, 10 years old.
She asks waif how old she is, and the waif tells her she's 36. Arya says she's lying, but the waif shakes her head. The next day, she tells the kind man about the waif claiming to be 36, and the man tells her that it's fucking true. The waif is a woman grown, and she gave all of who she is to the many-faced god. Arya asks if she'll be like her, and the kind man says only if she wishes it, and that it's because waif drinks all of these poisons.
What?
Apparently that like stunted her growth or aging.
Where can I get these?
I don't want to get older. Arya notices as time passes that there are many servants of the many-faced god who come to the temple to visit here and there. When the kind man hosts them, he has Arya be the cupbearer. He tells her that she must be as still and quiet as a statue, and when she's not pouring, and she must be deaf and blind to their conversations. Most of their conversations are in Bravosi, so she only really understands one word in 10. The next morning, she asks the kind man if those men were priests too, and if they are wearing their real faces. He asks her instead what does she think, and she doesn't think they are. She asks if Jaqen Hagar is a priest too, but the kind man doesn't know this name. She tells him how Jaqen could change his face, and that he told her that changing a face is no harder than taking a new name. She asks the kind man if he will show her how to change her face. He says he will, and he has her puff out her cheeks and stick out her tongue and tells her that her face has changed. It's cute.
Yeah.
Arya says that it's not what she meant, the kind man explains that sorcery comes at a cost. Damn.
Sorcery? That's what that is?
Sorcery.
Oh my god.
Yeah, years of practice and sacrifice and study are required for that level of glamour. Arya is disappointed that it'll take years, and I'm like, honey, what the fuck did you think?
Also, she's 10, dude. She has years to spare.
Right? She's a child.
Yeah.
You're fine, kid. He tells her that she can learn Mummer's tricks instead as practice, and tells her to practice making faces in a mirror and to strengthen the muscles of her face. And soon she'll be able to rule her face. He asks her again who she is. She says no one, and he tells her that's a sad little lie.
Fucking liar. That. You're like fucking Papa.
Pants on fire. Every morning and night after that, she practices making faces in the mirror. And then, soon after that, the kind man also has her helping the other acolytes prepare the corpses. So months pass as Arya serves, watches the dead, and she makes faces in the mirror, and she learns Bravosi. One day, the kind man sends for her and has her show him her Bravosi skills. He says that she's got a strong accent, but it's good enough, and it's time for her to bounce. The only way she'll master Bravosi is if she spoke it every day from dawn to dusk. This is something I noticed. In the show, she didn't speak Bravosi. Common tongue.
Yeah.
All around. So I'm very fascinated about this part where she's learning Bravosi.
Yeah.
He tells her that along the wharves, I think it's called
Wharf.
Among the wharfs, below the drowned town, she will find a fishmonger named Brusco. He has need of a girl to push his barrow and sell his cockles, clams, and mussels to the sailors off the ships. He says that if Brusco asks who she is, who is she? She says no one, but the kind man says nah, she needs to be someone for this man. Arya thinks for a bit and asks if she can be Cat. The man likes this, as Bravosi is full of cat. That night, she leaves the house black and white, with a long iron knife on her right hip, hidden by her cloak. She walks through Bravos, and soon she is lost. She chants her list of names and ends with Valera Regulus, and she is happy. And that is that chapter.
She seemed like very happy at the end there, and I couldn't quite figure out why.
Maybe because she's like, thinks she's getting closer to becoming a faceless man.
Okay.
Maybe
she's happy to be out of that dank dungeon.
Maybe she's out of serving. Now she gets a fucking break from the waif.
Yeah. That was another difference, I guess. The waif in the show was, I don't think she wasn't some tiny starved thing.
Yeah, she was definitely an older teenager.
Yeah.
It's weird to have this tiny child actually be a grown-ass adult.
Yeah.
Also in the show, the waif is also in training. She's not a priest.
Oh.
Like in this book. She's definitely a faceless man already. In the same level as the kindly man.
Oh,
because they wear the same robe.
Yeah, true. But isn't Arya also wearing the same robe now? And
I think she's wearing the same robe as the acolytes.
Oh, with the colors.
The black
on
and the
side.
white are in the opposite sides.
Gotcha.
I kind of like this chapter. I didn't mind it, even though it's mostly just months of her learning. Months and months. So it went by pretty easily.
But yeah, it was nice, because it's like, it feels like her story is actually progressing.
Yeah, I did enjoy that.
And it's not just like, these time stretches are not dragged on.
No.
It feels like when there are pauses to kind of explain what's going on, all of it's very informative and important to what she's experiencing.
I think so too. Wasn't a useless fucking chapter. Wow.
Yeah, no, it was
been
good.
a while.
Yes, I'm remembering our rant from the last episode now.
We really went off.
Yep. Well, these ones are definitely better. Hey everyone, just a quick aside. We just became affiliates of Buzzsprout, which is the hosting platform we use for our podcast. If you are interested in creating your own podcast, please consider using Buzzsprout. It made it easy to get our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and dozens of other streaming platforms. They also provide you with a podcast website, detailed analytics to see how your episodes are performing, and tons of guides on how to improve your listenability. And if you follow our link in the episode description, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support our show. Thank you. Back to the episode.
Ready for Alayne? Oh,
yeah, surprise, surprise. Alayne's chapter is also pretty decent.
It's good.
All right.
Pretty good. So, in this chapter, she's Alayne.
Mm-hmm.
It's titled Alayne, and she's Alayne throughout the entire thing.
Wow. I didn't realize it was throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. The narrator, first there is Alayne.
Interesting choice.
So Alayne has since been moved to the Maiden's Tower since Lysa's death. Which is, it seems pretty nice. Couple of rooms. Balcony.
Yeah.
Her own toilet.
Sheesh! That's how you know you fancy.
Hell yeah. This morning, while standing in her balcony, she can see the hosts of the Lords Declarant surrounding the walls of the Eyrie. So I think it's like 6 Lords of the Vale are not pleased with Peter sitting on the high chair with Lord Robert under his fingers, under his protection. So these lords have come with their hosts to make some demands.
Some trouble.
These 6 Lords of the Vale have apparently met after Lysa Arryn's death, and they made a pact with each other, swearing to defend Lord Robert, the Vale, and each other. And they have made it quite clear that they want Littlefinger, or the Lord Protector, as he's dubbed, out.
Gone.
Alayne gets dressed. She's been given all of Lysa's clothes and jewelry. She's actually a bit tall for a lot of Lysa's clothes.
Yeah, so was Lysa meant to be short, or is Sansa meant to be pretty tall?
I think. What does stout mean? Because stout was described for Lysa. Is that like chubby?
I think that is kind of like short and stocky, maybe? Okay, define stout.
I do think Catelyn was always described as the more beautiful sister, so I wonder if she was tall and passed that on to Sansa.
Wait, you're right. So, of a person somewhat fat or of heavy build.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't say anything about being short. So that means maybe then, I guess, Sansa's pretty tall, which I think is interesting how it worked out with the show, because the actress is so fucking tall.
She's tall.
Yeah, and she, like, really hit that growth spurt between seasons, was it 2 and 3?
Yeah. Once puberty hit, whoop!
Yeah, she shot up like a fucking weed.
She's stunning.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting how it kind of worked out.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah.
She gets dressed, she does her hair. She's concerned of what she's going to have to do after her hair dye runs out, since it comes from Tyrosh across the narrow sea. So she like dyes her hair to this like chestnutty color, dark chestnut. She heads down to eat her breakfast, where Lord Robert is complaining that he wanted eggs and bacon, not porridge. They have no eggs though. The Eyrie has plenty of stored grains, but they usually rely on the bastard Maya Stone to bring them other fresh foods.
Was she in the show at all?
Nope.
Okay.
There's no Maya Stone. But since the hosts have surrounded the Eyrie, Maya cannot. She can't come. She doesn't be able to show up with food. Alayne promises Robert that he can have as many eggs as he wishes as soon as Maya comes. Robert pushes his porridge away, claims that he's not hungry, and would like to go back to bed since he didn't get any sleep that night. He's being kept awake by someone singing despite the dream wine he's been given.
Oh?
Gross. Alayne tries to tell him that it was just a bad dream, but Robert gets really angry and starts to cry tears of frustration, insisting that Marillion is haunting him and that Peter should have had his tongue cut out before putting him to death.
Ew.
Yikes.
It has to be the dream wine, right?
I have no idea.
I mean, you're giving...
Freaky.
What? Okay, dream wine, I imagine, is actual wine with some extra stuff put in it
Probably
to make
like
him
opiates?
sleepy. Yeah. So, I feel like giving that to a child who is not stable is probably not the best recipe for,
Yeah, giving hallucination.
Yeah.
Did you ever have intense fevers as a kid? Where you had hallucinations?
No, but I remember you telling me that you did.
I absolutely did. I still have triggers to this day.
Oh shit.
I hear like a certain like sound, like volume or tempo. I'll immediately back to those hallucinations.
Weird. Ew, that just gave me the chills.
They sucked because I had no support.
Aww.
I can't imagine doing that to a child. It's been like, whatever. It's not that bad.
Fucking deal
Let
with
me
it.
scare you.
Pussy.
Saying that to a child, pussy.
Fucking pussy.
It's just a hallucination, pussy. Oh well. Well, Alayne pleads with Robert to eat his porridge, but he refuses. At that moment, Lord Peter and Maester Coleman arrive. Coleman or Coleman? I'm gonna call him Coleman.
Oh, yeah, I think it's Coleman.
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 They tell Robert that he must eat, for his lord's battermen will be climbing the mountain this day to pay him homage.
I think it's
Robert
homage.
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 Let me just double check that.
Homage.
Oh, fuck. Nope, she said homage.
Huh?
Apparently it is homage.
Okay. I thought that's what you said.
No, I was saying homage with a silent H.
What the fuck? That is weird. Okay.
Like honor. Right? You don't
Honor?
say honor. Right?
I guess. I never even realized that you don't say honor.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. The English
Alright.
language is pretty weird.
It's one of the most difficult languages to learn alongside Mandarin and Cantonese.
There are so many inconsistent rules that, yeah, I can imagine if you don't grow up speaking English, it's fucking weird to try and memorize all the weird rules.
Fuck yeah. Kudos to anyone who learns English as a second or third language.
Kudos to Mom.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
I remember going to ESL classes when I was like in grade 4. Every evening she'd go.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
She tried very hard.
Mm.
She did it though.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, you would have been young. Grade 2?
Yeah. I mean, I remember other things from grade 2, but I don't remember that. Good for her. What a hero.
It's hardcore learning another language, especially a hard one. Where am I now? Robert doesn't want them, and he tells Peter to make them go away. Make them
Make them fly.
Peter says that they gotta, and Robert throws his porridge in a fit. Alayne hurriedly tries to soothe Robert, but then he starts to seize.
Ugh.
Oh boy. I think it mentions that Peter's quite disgusted at the scene.
Yeah, I think he literally made the sound I just made. Ugh. Ugh.
He does not care where Robert seizes. Seizures. After a while, his body relaxes and he's taken back to bed for another legion. Well, at least he gets another nap. That's what he wanted.
True.
Peter and Maester Coleman discuss ideas to try to decrease the amount of seizures. or at least to decrease it for that day so he can like meet with his lord's bannermans. And Peter suggests a pinch of sweet sleep in his milk just before bringing him out to greet his lords. Just enough to keep him calm.
Sweet sleep.
So like what? Is that a pinch of opium in his milk?
Oh, maybe.
Just to calm his nerve? Just enough, like as an anxiety medication.
Oh god.
The maester likes this idea. Sets off. Probably about to get this ready for him.
Mm-hmm.
When they're alone, Alayne asks Peter if he would like some porridge. But he declines, saying he would rather have a kiss.
Ew,
Alayne gives him a peck on his cheek. And it's clear that it's not what he wanted, but he accepts it.
Dude, she's pretending to be your daughter. What the fuck do you expect?
Nasty. Peter has duties for Alayne. He asks her to tell the cook to mull some red wine to make sure there's enough bread and cheese. Yeah, I said that word.
I heard you say mull the red wine. To mull it.
Mull some red wine. To mull some wine.
Mull.
To make some mulled wine.
There you go.
Cook enough, make enough bread and cheese for about 20 guests. Well, they don't have to make cheese, but like fine cheese.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, just in case they decide to bring their hosts up too.
Right.
He asks her to change her dress that she is wearing because she is wearing Tully colors, which would be inappropriate. He gives her a kiss on her nose. Please stop.
Gross.
And tells her to have his solar prepared to receive their guests. Alayne is confused that he is receiving them in his solar and not the high hall. And Peter explains that these lords may become enraged seeing Peter anywhere near the high seat. She wants to keep them calm.
I feel like he has ulterior motives.
Perhaps.
I'm not sure what they are, but...
Alayne asks if he's going to hand over the Eyrie and asks if he's planning on taking his place in Harrenhal. Because, if you remember back when, he was named Lord of Harrenhal.
Indeed.
Peter, though, has no interest in living in a ruin and thinks that there's too much bad juju after Gregor Clegane had his fun in there. Which I'm like...
Oh, with Vargo Hoat.
Yeah, and with all the torturing when Arya was there.
Was Gregor Clegane there for that?
I don't know. People were fucking tortured there.
Okay.
Alayne sets off to complete her duties. She starts by going to the kitchens and orders the cook to make mulled wine and enough bread to feed 20. Oh. Oops, Peter didn't tell her to make enough bread for 20. She did it herself.
Oh.
But she's smart.
Big brain.
Now she heads to the solar next and has 2 serving men erect a trestle table.
Okay.
I wonder if that's like a folding table. I'm not sure. Didn't bother to Google it.
You know what? I have Google right here.
And
Trestle table. Okay. Huh? I don't know how to describe this.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna look for a definition. A table consisting of 2 or 3 trestle supports, often linked by a stretcher, over which a board or tabletop is placed. In the Middle Ages, the trestle table was often little more than loose boards over trestle legs for ease of assembly and storage. Got it.
Okay.
Alright, so it's like a portable table.
Sure. And to bring up 8 chairs. Now she has placed 6 on one side and 2 on the other for the meeting. She figures that they will be talking until late that night, so she makes sure there are plenty of candles available. She heads back down to the kitchen to make sure everything is going smoothly. Then she heads back to her rooms for a bath. I'm pretty impressed with Sansa. She's buried no problem. She's getting all this shit done.
Yeah. And it's just like banging them
and
out
above and
like,
beyond.
really quick. Yeah.
She chooses a simple dress of lamb's wool, befitting her status as a bastard, and while looking in a mirror, she thinks that she is completely unrecognizable. She's a different person.
Me looking at my license. Who is that?
Alayne heads down to the main entrance to receive their guests. As they slowly arrive, she offers them bread and cheese and a cup of mulled wine, just so that they can't kill them. Or start any fights.
Oh,
It's that weird rule Westeros has of feeding people under your roof. They have to be diplomatic now.
The phrase broke.
Yeah. That's why everyone's saying they're going to hell.
They're going straight
the
to hell.
Now they're cursed and the gods hate them. Peter had Alayne study the different sigils of the Lords of the Vale so that she would know who was who when this came, when this happened, or when she greeted them or whatever. Lord Bronze Royce seems to find her familiar looking. They had met before in Winterfell, but she explains that she is Peter's bastard child, and the men all immediately start sexualizing her. I felt really bad for her. It was gross.
Is there not a single good man in Westeros, for fuck's sake?
Apparently no.
Ugh.
I think there's at least one woman in this group. There might be two. I'm not quite sure.
There's one.
This is Lady Waynwood. She tries to put a stop to their gross conduct, but is brushed aside. So instead, she asks Alayne to bring them to her father in an attempt to stop these nasty-ass dogs.
Yeah. Quick subject change.
Yeah. Alayne leads them to Peter's Solar, where he is waiting for them with a letter in front of him, which it was the declaration that the Lords have sent him. Peter greets them and has them sit as Alayne refills their cups with more wine. Peter tells them that he agrees with them that they should root out the traitors of the Vale and asks where he can help. Lord Bronze Voice basically tells Peter that he is considered a traitor or a false friend of the Vale. They tell Peter that they want him gone. They want him to move to Harrenhal where he belongs. Peter tells them, though, that he has duties in the Eyrie and that he must look after Lord Robert. Lord Bronze Royce tells Peter that he actually plans to take Robert to Runestone to raise him to be a knight. They want to teach him the art of war with kids his own age.
How do you think Robert would do with that?
Right. Whoa, I don't think that would work.
Yeah.
Peter agrees that Robert needs companions, but explains that he and Alayne love each other, and that Lord Grafton and Lord Linderley have promised to send him each a son to ward, who will grow up with Robert. Peter continues that Robert should also have an older boy around as well to idolize, and he asks Lady Waynwood if she will send him Harold Harding, which might be a son. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Lady Waynwood commends Peter on his boldness.
You got balls, don't you?
Lord Bronze Royce says that there will be plenty of boys Robert's age that will be squiring alongside him at Runestone, and insists that Robert be given to them. Peter tells them that Lysa Arryn named him Lord Protector of the Vale for a reason, and he plans to stay and look after his stepson. Nestor Royce speaks up and says that if Lysa had chosen any man from the Vale to marry and serve as their Lord Protector, they would not be having this meeting right now. Basically, like, they would have accepted the man of the Vale as Lord Protector, but they don't accept Peter because he's not from the Vale.
Okay.
Perhaps, or because of his reputation.
Probably a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Probably. I feel like Nestor Royce was the only one who was really that's it, voice of reason, I guess. Of pointing out that the only reason why they're here is because Peter is not from the Vale.
Okay. A voice of reason.
I feel like he's not saying this to Peter, but to his lords that he's with.
Okay, so is he sort of calling them out?
I think so.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I read it wrong, I'm not sure, but that's how I read it.
Okay.
The lords keep insisting that Robert will be leaving with them, but Peter keeps refusing. Lord Simond Templeton warns Peter that each of them have 1,000 men below, just waiting for orders, and Peter asks if they are threatening him with war. Sir Lynn Corbray, the youngest of the group, is done talking and says that they should settle with steel, and draws his long sword.
Whoa.
I think he calls My Lady.
What?
I think his sword's name is My Lady.
Oh, really?
Because he refers to it as My Lady later on.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Milady.
My lady. Bronze Royce furiously demands Corbray sheath his sword and asks him if he is afraid. The other lords all share their disgust with Sir Corbray. Sir Corbray sheathes his sword angrily, calls them all women, and then he leaves the solar.
Oh my god, the most terrible insult of all time.
Oh no, it must be so bad being a woman. I mean, periods suck, but okay.
Fucking disgusting.
The lords ask for Littlefinger's forgiveness. I know it's here, this is where it becomes Littlefinger to Alayne.
Yeah.
He's been Peter all of this chapter. Here now he's Littlefinger.
Ooh.
But he coldly tells them, he coldly tells them that he should have them all arrested, and that they're lucky that he has more honor than others. Hinting at Sir Lynn Corbray.
Mm-hmm.
He says that he has heard their demands, and now they must hear his. They must remove their armies and go home. He tells them to give him 1 year, and he promises that they will change their minds on taking Robert from him, and that he is here to do good, not to fuck up. He tells them that if they do not, he has his own friends in the Vale and the backing of King's Landing, so if it's where they want, the Vale will bleed.
Ooh. He gets really fucking serious at this moment.
Yeah. It's like they forgot that it's King's Landing that put him there.
Yeah. And as soon as, like, the sword is drawn, he's like, okay, I'm not fucking playing anymore.
Yeah. Peter tells them that he wants to be friends, not foes. The lords do not want war, and slowly come to accept Peter's offer. Later, they have a small feast, and Robert is brought out in a doublet.
A what?
Doublet.
Oh, a doublet. Okay.
I guess it's a fancy word, or is it just doublet?
I think it's just doublet.
And he welcomes his lords, and he's very polite, so he must be on his opium.
On his little opiates, yeah. It's like when you rub the whiskey on the gums of the babies.
Uh-huh. Lord Bronze Royce and Sir Lynn Corbray left after the meeting, but the rest of the lords stayed until the morning. That night, Alayne ponders how Peter bewitched the lords to do what he wanted, and she cannot sleep. So she gets dressed and she visits Peter and asks him what will happen in a year. He tells her that Redfort and Waynwood are old and they will probably die in a year. Gilwood, I don't know if autocorrect changed that, but Gilwood Hunter will most likely be murdered by his brothers.
Whoa. Okay.
He says Belmore can be bought and Templeton can be befriended. Bronze Royce, though, will never trust him, but Peter doesn't think he's a threat right now. Sir Lynn, however, Sir Lynn Corbray or whatever,
the one who drew his sword,
will remain his mortal enemy. But he is a man of simple taste and can be subdued with gold and boys. And that is that chapter.
That actually took me a second, and then I was like, oh my god, of course. No, I'm not. I don't care about the boys part. The part that this guy is bought by Littlefinger. And he did that shit on Littlefinger's order. That blew my mind, and that's why Littlefinger's fucking cool. I mean, he's disgusting and I hate him, but as a character, he is so cool.
I agree. And I'm still like super pumped with Sansa learning all of his tricks.
Yeah.
Like soon Sansa will take over as a formidable player of the Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sick because she started out as like a dumb, scared little girl.
Yeah, just totally naive.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what the actual horrors of war and knighthood look like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, oh, she's learning quick.
Oh yeah.
Again, just like with Arya's chapter, this one felt very much like her story was progressing. Maybe not necessarily things in the world, but like their specific stories.
I think like her character arc is what? Like learning?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like brain farting on words bad today.
Her character arc. Learn.
Yeah, she grow
Develop.
as character.
She grow. Why use many word when few word do trick?
They understand.
Yes, she is developing and growing and learning. And it's that character development, I think, that really makes a big difference with these chapters.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's less about stuff happening and it's more about character development.
I just want development in the story. I think that includes character development.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about these long-ass traveling chapters when nothing happens.
Yeah, I keep thinking back to, like, Brienne's. There was so much fucking travel in that recent Brienne chapter. And I'm like, okay, what actually happened in her story that pushed it forward? Literally nothing.
Tiny, at the very end, she learns that she's looking in the wrong place for Sansa.
Yeah, but that's not pushing it forward. That's just staying stagnant. She's just back to where she started. And what character development was there? Nothing.
True.
You could maybe argue that, like, the fucking big dick guy, what's his name? Little Dick? Nimble Dick.
Nimble Dick.
The Nimble Dick guy taught her to, like, trust the scoundrel or whatever. Fuck that shit. That was not good enough. But, yeah. I think this Arya and Sansa chapter were very good.
I agree. Finally. Some good fucking food.
What? Is that from something?
I think so. At least it's a meme.
That sounds very familiar.
I got it from a meme.
Oh, okay. Like an Instagram meme or like a TikTok meme?
It might have been a Tech Had to Go on Tumblr.
Tumblr?
I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, I used to do Tumblr like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
actually,
but I thought you meant like recently.
Probably 5 years ago.
That
no,
shit is
it
like
was old.
Dundies now.
Yeah, I'm out of there. It got too toxic.
Finally,
like 5 years ago, I was like, oh, bye. Yeah, like someone would say something, and then like the meme would pop up with finally some good fucking food.
Oh, it's Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Ah! There we go.
Got it. Finally, some good fucking food. Finally, some good fucking food. Yeah, but I heard Tumblr took a massive L when they decided to remove porn.
Oh yeah, I think any social media fails as soon as they remove porn. I remember when
which other one had porn?
Do you remember when OnlyFans tried to remove porn? They were so many angry people.
I feel like that was very short-lived.
It was. They had to turn right around.
No, Tumblr committed.
They did. And they failed.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, many social medias don't have porn.
Yeah.
Reddit sure does. Reddit has everything.
Wait, is there porn on Reddit?
There definitely is.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I mean, they have extreme violence. They're definitely gonna have porn.
Oh. Yeah. I'm not on those subreddits, so...
You're here for the memes. I get it.
I'm here for the memes. All right, so that's going to be it for this episode. If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at TIGBAB Podcast or follow us individually. My handle is Crimby and Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search TIGBAB Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we will show up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Bahrami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle, which you heard at the start of the episode, and he makes some really cool music. That's Bahram. You can also find him on Spotify as Bahrambient. That's Bahrambient. And please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksarebetter. We have a few different tea-themed tiers with fun rewards, including outtakes, BTS stuff, and mini episodes in which we force our brother to watch Game of Thrones, which he absolutely hates. So it makes for some fun discussions/arguments. Finally, if you would be willing to share the podcast with your family and your friends, it would be a huge help to us to grow the podcast. Thank you so much. Next time, we have... What do we have? We have Cersei. Oh my god, love her chapters.
And Brienne.
And Bran. Oh, when's the last time we saw Bran? Oh, Brienne. Why do you
There's
do
no
that?
Bran in this book.
You always say her name like Brienne.
Brienne.
Anyway.
Yeah. Why not?
We'll see if Brienne actually gets some character development. Cersei's always a jolly good time.
Oh my god, she's hard to read.
No, she's awesome. Because she just sucks.
She is not. This lady is living in her own fantasy world.
Because she's
just cringe.
Yeah, but that's what's funny is that people just keep shitting on her all the time. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.